What's you tots?
Welcome to Post-Match Shouts, the podcast.
Oh, f***ing hellfire. I'm Bertie B, this is Post-Match Shouts, and since we last met, Salah and Virg signed their deals. Trent whipped his top off in an indignant joy rage. Fuck knows what that was really. Arsenal kept the Champions League interested and knocked Real Madrid out. I imagine Madrid's bigwigs are dragging Zizou out of storage as we speak. And the team carried on with their exceptional run of form. Champions League football looking very likely next season. Get well soon, Eddie Howe.
Coming up on the pod, who needs what next season? Post-match shouts, five-a-side dream team, Red Nevin the RATMAN.
Do you know we had a puppy therapy room at Old Trafford? A what?
G-Sung Parklife.
Now what, mate?
OLLIE, WATO and Johnny John's meet a Villa superfan.
WATO!
Plus all the action from Matchday 31.
I'm sure you'll agree, a bumper Easter egg.
This is Post-Match Shouts, the podcast. Terry's chocolate orange eggs are the one.
With the relegated teams of certainty and the league winners all but confirmed, up the fucking Reds. Aside from any last-minute European qualification drama, this season is pretty much a done deal. So with that in mind, I'm looking forward to next season for our current Premier League batch. How can they all improve? Here's my thoughts. Arsenal, possibly the easiest team on the list to identify a missing link. The Gunners need a top striker. Isak would no doubt be the top choice, but could Arsenal afford them? If the team don't want to sell, I reckon they should be looking at Jonathan David. He's not the Swedes level, but he's shown consistently that he knows where the goal is. He's just coming into his prime years and he's on a free this summer. Great value, get on it, you Gooners. Aston Villa. Villa's current squad is as strong as it's ever been in the Premier League era, with some top quality reinforcements added this past winter. Their main priority should be retaining Marco Asensio, player reborn in B6. His permanent signing would be a real coup for the villains and a further sign the rummy side are on the up and up. Bournemouth. Dean Howson looks like he'll be on his bike this summer. That 50 million release clause looking very tasty for European football's footballing juggernauts. Liverpool are one of those clubs heavily linked with the Spain international. If they take him, might Bournemouth look to sign Jarell Quansah on loan as a sweetener? Big, strong, Premier League proven, looking to kick on. The Cherries could do much, much worse. Brentford. This season they've had an Ivan Toney-sized lack of presence up front in their side, which clearly needs filling. Thomas Frank loves a Great Dane, so how about coaxing Yusuf Poulsen over from RB Leipzig for a stab at the big time? Brighton similarly needs something to kick them on from mid-table mediocrity. Aside from their tendency to unearth absolute gems from the youth ranks of Wales football, they've been highly adept at bringing in older players from bigger clubs who then go on to shine for them for a couple of years. With that in mind, I could see Christian Eriksen moving on a free to walk straight down midfield as part of his own Indian summer. Chelsea have at least 800 first-team options at present, but no decent goalkeepers. They'd be mad not to go for Kevin Kelleher, who's already a top stopper and would be an instant upgrade for the West London side. Crystal Palace. Palace continue to frustrate because they never seem to get going until the middle of the season, when they suddenly come to life and start taking scalps on the road to 12th place. I personally think they could do a bit of game-changing quality in the final third, and I'd suggest they try and take Jadon Sancho off United's hands this summer. It could be the South London homecoming the lad needs to really kick on as he reaches his peak years. Everton. Dominic Calvert-Lewin will be on his bike on a free this summer, and with Everton already looking woefully thin up top, they could do a statement signing in the summer. With Forest looking a little bit shaky and with no real guarantees of Champions League football next season, could the Free King group poach Chris Wood, a vintage Sophie striker in the making, if ever there was one, to play as their number 9 in that grand spanking new stadium next year? Fulham have become kings of the cast-off this term, rehabilitating many a player's career along the way. With Raul Jimenez looking likely to leave, could someone like Callum Wilson on a free come in and do the business for the Cottagers next season? Ipswich Town. Ipswich are at a funny impasse. Not good enough for the Prem, but too good for the champ. Ilap will go as he's shown genuine top-level ability this season, but I reckon they don't have to do a thing in 25-26. Stick with what you have. With the manager you've got, you'll bounce back straight away. I'll do part 2 for you next week. As for part 1, what do you think about that then? Anything to add? Leave us a comment.
So Jim, you mentioned the chronic overspending at the club earlier. Could you elaborate? Well, if I can be brutally honest, Gary, the club was being run like a little circus. We were spending £8 million a year on grease paint. Luke Shaw got injured ripping phone books in half. More than one time I caught Harry Maguire taming a bear when he should have been working on shape. Where's the focus? Plus, some players were being coddled beyond belief. Do you know we had a puppy therapy room at Old Trafford?
A what?
Puppy therapy. Cost a fortune. Half the squad were allergic. As you can imagine, as a true working class man of the people, I wasn't having any of that. So I rounded up every single one of those pups and threw them in the canal.
Was that not a bit extreme, Sir Jim?
It was, Gary, but you see, that's what the club needs. Extreme ruthlessness. Sometimes in business, you have to make tough decisions. Sometimes you've got to get rid of the dead wood. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes, you have to drown a pack of dogs in a bag full of rocks.
Wow, shocking.
You think that's shocking? You should hear what I did to Doris from the staff canteen.
Shall we leave it there?
Everton, solid. Arsenal, spluttering. Trossard, precise. Lewis Skelly, silly. Penalty, goal. Arsenal, fluffed it. Wolves, safe. Ipswich, doomed. Delap, predatory. Keeper, Topi. Sabaria, determined. Strand Larsen, effective. The M23 derby. Mateta, cyborg. Welberg, poacher. Munoz, rocket. Nketiah, clumsy. Gay, deranged. Van Hecke, hat-trick. Madness. West Ham, sturdy. Bournemouth, stumbling. Evanilson, streaky. Fulkrug, bullet. Bowen, Glancer, Evanilson, leveller. All square. Villa, up for it. Forest, faltering. Rogers, chilly arms. Mallon, deceptive. Pound shop trotter, tidy. Emery, hopeful.
Watch you slags, I'm Sonny, and I'm here to sing you a little ditty about the lesser lights, cult heroes, and proper small-time legends of the Premier League. Shabba, hear me now. Barklisman is a reference of the Premier League connoisseur, also known as Jason PARKLIFE, Eric Cantona, Paul McGrath, Carnu, Straight 2 on a WATO, Jason PARKLIFE, John Jensen, Issa Diop, Jonas JJ Village, Phillips, Big Niall Quinn, Jason PARKLIFE, Timu Forlano Sharvin, Morgan Camps Pedersen, Jimmy Floyd, and Dennis White. Love for me too, Kinky and Yakubu. Yeah, Ollie to Guy Barry on the cat and Elcare, Jason PARKLIFE. Legends, the lot of them. Know what I mean? It's got nothing to do with talent, touch or technique, you know. Jason PARKLIFE, and it's not keepers and joggers, all them cunts who run round and round and round. Jason PARKLIFE, Saratino, what's up? Jimmy Bullard, E.O., Eddie Carroll, Peter Crouch, Bentley, Lauren Robert, Jason PARKLIFE. Like, share and subscribe, you naughty little salts.
I was watching a reel from an ex-pros podcast the other day. Don't ask me which one. They all kind of blend into mush like an uninspired, overproduced soccer chowder. And then they did the usual, who makes your five-a-side team segment with the guest, who was probably Julian Lescott. It's always Lescott. And he picked all his mates from football, plus Lionel Messi. And he didn't bother with a goalkeeper, and I was so incensed that I decided to do my own hackneyed five-a-side bit, which I truly believe would beat all comers. In goal, I'm putting Alisson Becker, as I don't think he beat the big bastard in them little goals, and he's got the kind of feet that could rack up assists and the odd goal from his own area. Outfield, I'm going with a diamond. At its base, I've got Sergio Busquets. To the left, Xavi. To the right, look, it's basically Pep's prime Barcelona, Iniesta on the right, and Messi up top. This side would be unbeatable in the cage. You would not get the ball off them for one. The passing and close control of that quad, inexplicable. Messi and Iniesta would bag the goals, Xavi would set the tempo, and Busquets would buy a free kick on the rare occasion the ball did get loose. I'm going to have a sub as well, and that sub, Thiago Alcantara. Tiki-taki-tastic. That side would win your local Power League for the next 60 years. You think your side would beat mine? Give us a look at it in the comments.
Tottenham absolutely lost Southampton booking holidays. Johnson, Fox in the box. Johnson again. Brainy, Fernandez, consolation. Tell, penalty. The Saints relegated. West London derby time. 0-0, bore, draw. Fulham, sneakily effective. Liverpool put it to bed. McAllister, Waldy, Sessegnon, Lively. Iwobi, Blue Nose. Muniz, Tekers. Diaz, too little, too late. The Manchester derby. 0-0, for both wins. Leicester, hopeless. Newcastle, pairing. Murphy, rampant. Murphy, again. Harvey Price, on the money. Newcastle, flying.
WATO! Wills, haven't seen you since Sandhurst. He played in goal for the 11s, Johnny John Johns. He was shit. How the devil are you?
I'm as good as the future king of England can be, Albin. Sterling effort out on the grass tonight, boys. Bloody frogs, eh?
Rah!
Rah.
Rah!
WATO? Did the peasant just growl at me?
He did. He does that. I think he's aggrieved that your ancestors may or may not have stolen land from him, not entirely legally, in the very distant past.
Oh, right. Sorry about that, old chap.
Hear that, Triple J, an apology from our future monarch. Don't be cunty and crack a smile.
Not to worry, jockey. Onwards and upwards, gents. Oh, he's disappeared.
He did. He does that. Question, how did you get here this evening?
Well, I drove, WATO.
And did you leave any hint of a window on the car open?
It's a possibility.
Ah, right. I don't want to alarm you, Wills, but you might have a choppy Glaswegian squeezing a deep-fried shit directly into your whip.
Does he do that?
He does that.
Oh, that's disgusting. That's just not cricket. I'll knock his block off.
Oh, Johnny John John, such a naughty Scotch monkey.
That's your lot for now. Enjoy this one? Give us a shout in them there comments. Don't be shy, folks. We're all family here. If you feel so inclined, like, share, follow, and please sub to YouTube. It costs you nothing but massively supports the platform. Toodles!